What's up everyone, Darcblade here with a patch information video for Monster Hunter Rise. This is in regards to patch version 3.2.0, which was released yesterday, which is the 29th of July 2021. So in this video we're going to go over the patch notes, see what has changed, what has been fixed, and what has been added to the game. Now the patch is available, like I said, from the 29th of July onwards, and here I would normally talk about the patch size, but unfortunately there was no information in the patch notes regarding the size, and when I was actually downloading the patch for myself, it kind of went through in the background, so I failed to actually notice the size of the patch specifically. But anyway, let's get into this and talk about what has changed, what has been added, and what has been fixed with patch 3.2.0. First of all, in terms of main additions and changes to the game. First of all, new event quests will be available every week, so they are continuing the trend of adding new event quests each and every week. Also, on top of that, new DLC can be purchased from the Nintendo eShop. These are obviously microtransactions if you so desire. And finally, the Arabic language is now being added to the game. So if you're in regions that speak Arabic, you'll now have subtitle options. But let's move away from the main additions and changes to talk about the bug fixes to bases and facilities in the game. This is normally to do with Kimura Village, the Buddy Plaza, so on and so forth. Anyway, first of all, they fixed a bug, occasionally causing quests to be started while the players still had their item box opened. This should no longer occur. Next up, they fixed a bug allowing players to place the same trinket twice when changing their room interior. Next up, they fixed a bug occasionally causing only one colour of the layered armour to be changed while editing all colours at once via the layered armour pigment option in the Buddysmith. They also fixed a bug that occasionally caused discrepancies between the preview and the buddy the player was with when changing the colour of the buddy layered armour. So some changes to the layered armour colour in there. Only cosmetic though, really. Anyway, next up they fixed a bug causing the content of Akari's dialogue to be incorrect when talking to him in a specific order at the harbour in the village. And finally, for the bases and facility bug fixes, they fixed a bug causing the controls to stop working if the player rapidly presses the A button when ordering a motley mix at the canteen. So, some minor bug fixes there to the bases and facilities, nothing too major in all honesty. Anyway, let's move away from the bases and facilities to talk about changes and bug fixes to the monsters in the game. Now first of all, they fixed a bug causing Gos Harag's breath to look odd and have incorrect hit detection if the player pauses and unpauses the game during its breath attack. I actually didn't know this was a bug, but Capcom wanted to fix it nonetheless. Next up, they fixed a bug causing some monsters of unintentional sizes to appear as invaders in some quest information. Affected monsters include Aknasom, Bishiten, Rajang, Teostra, Apex Mitsuzune, Apex Rathalos, and Apex Zenoga. Anyway, the next bug fix was to an issue preventing monsters that are repelled by weapon attacks while they are stuck in a trap during a rampage quest from being counted towards the repel using a weapon sub-assignment. Next up, they fixed a bug that occasionally caused Apex Mitsuzune to keep using its breath attack even while it's in a downed state. Okay, that could be amusing to witness. The next bug fix was to an issue causing Teostra's dust to remain on screen if it gets slain whilst it was creating that said dust. They also fixed a bug that occasionally prevented monsters from moving if the player uses a Wellnar to lure them under specific circumstances. Again, Capcom don't really specify what circumstances these are though. And then finally, for the monster bug fixes, they fixed a bug that occasionally prevented some damage from being dealt under specific timings when hitting Crimson Glow Valstrax with certain attacks like the Charge Blade's Axe Amped Elemental Discharge whilst it was absorbing energy. So there you have it, just some fine ironing to be honest here when it comes to the bug fixes in regards to the monsters, nothing too groundbreaking. But moving on to the next section, which is by far the biggest section, which is changes and bug fixes to the players in the game. When they mean players, they normally mean in regards to the weaponry, how hunters move, so on and so forth, things like that. Anyway, let's get into this. First of all, Capcom addressed a bug that occasionally caused all on-screen information to disappear if the player enters a tent after being hit with a restraining attack. They also fixed a bug that caused player characters to vocally respond to a request for help if they were in a tent whilst another player arrives. Okay, that kind of is amusing. They also fixed a bug causing the hunting horn to activate a melody when the player starts a magnificent trio under specific circumstances. Again, they don't mention what specific circumstances these are, unfortunately. They also fixed a bug causing the target settings on a monster to be removed if the player sets the radial menu settings to type 2 and then performs certain actions after opening the custom radial menu. The next bug fix was to an issue occasionally causing the player to quick travel to the upper area instead of the lower area during the All-Mother quests. So when they mean upper area, they mean the area where you start fighting Ibushi rather than actually fighting the All-Mother who is down below. Anyway, next up, a bug fix was made to if a player gets hit just as they deliver a transport item, say an egg or something, a message saying that the item was broken would appear even after delivering it. This has been fixed, so minor text bug there. Next up, they fixed the game so that if the player changes their menu loadout in the radial menu settings, the new loadout is properly maintained after quitting the game. So a little bit of quality of life for players who like to use the radial menu. Anyway, Capcom fixed a location in Area 1 of the lava caverns that the player would not be able to jump over if they were riding a canine. They also fixed a bug preventing the ammo up skill from being activated if the player activated this skill using a decoration on their weapon and then switched to a weapon or changed back to the original weapon. The next bug fix was to an issue causing buddy attacks to ignore the flinch free skill, so they would still knock you about. Next up, Capcom addressed a bug causing a luminous line to appear beneath the chin of a player's character if makeup and paint 30 is set to luminous. So a little graphical bug fix there. They also fixed a bug preventing collected monster drops from being counted towards optional subquests during the Serpent Goddess of Thunder and the All-Mother quests. They also fixed a bug that would occasionally cause player character models to be bent at the waist if a player used a kunai after being cancelled out of a Wyvern's Fire by taking damage. So a slight graphical fix to the gun lance there. They also fixed a bug preventing players from using the Charge Blade sword morph slash after dodging in sword mode. Sticking with the Charge Blade, they also fixed a bug causing the Charge Blade's sword return stroke to be performed instead of a sword forward slash if performed right after a dodge in sword mode without touching the left stick. With the gun lance, they fixed a bug preventing the gun lance's artillery skill compensation from being applied to fire element parts when using shelling, charged shelling, or strong charged shelling. Next up, they fixed the bug causing connection errors and crashes if the player has more than 15 status icons in total. Okay, that was quite amusing if you're able to get that many. They also fixed a bug causing severe angle correction when pressing X and A after the Charge Blade's counter peak performance. And then finally, for the player bug fixes, Capcom addressed a bug causing invincibility to be cancelled due to hit stop when using the Dual Blade's Demon Flight. So those are all the bug fixes in regards to players in the game. Nothing too major here, just smoothing out a few things. The major ones here being the adjustments and bug fixes to the weapons, in all honesty. But anyway, let's move on to the final section, which are bug fixes and balance adjustments that are classed as miscellaneous. Anyway, first of all, Capcom fixed a bug preventing defense bonuses from being properly displayed on the equipment confirmation screen at the arena. They also fixed the brightness change animations for some effects to be a bit smoother. They also fixed a bug causing the old name of a buddy to be displayed during a quest if the buddy's name is changed during online play. They also fixed a bug occasionally preventing monsters from responding correctly when they are launched towards a vent in the lava caverns under specific angles. They also fixed a bug that occasionally caused quests to appear incorrectly if the player rapidly switches between ready and exit standby during online play. And then finally, they fixed a bug occasionally preventing a lucky life icon from disappearing after collecting it due to connection latency. There are two other bug fixes, including fixes to various texts in the game, as well as other miscellaneous bug fixes, but they don't specify what these are, as always. But anyway, that is about it for this patch 3.2.0. As you can see, it's a little bit of a, shall we say, placeholder patch in some respects. It's just ironing out some of the issues with the game. Nothing too major. It doesn't really add any major content, unfortunately, but nonetheless, I still wanted to bring you this video just to keep up on things. I know Rise is in a funny place, shall we say, at the moment. Capcom definitely seem to be focusing more on Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin at the moment rather than Monster Hunter Rise, and as a result the game feels a little bit like it's in limbo. And I can't deny that this in some respects is affecting the channel a little bit. But nonetheless, anyway, I wanted to bring you this patch information video just to keep you updated with what's going on. So, what are your thoughts? Leave a comment down below. And until next time, I've been Darcblade, bringing you a patch information video for Monster Hunter Rise. Hope you enjoyed it, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.